Hey guys, this is the Manhattan Channel and I'm working on part 2 of Railway Rhymes by Thomas and Friends. So, excuse me. Excuse me about that, I have a runny nose. So, we're going to start on the second page. It's called Gordon Part 2. Here comes Gordon big and strong, he's pulling the express along. There goes Gordon, he hasn't time to linger while we read this rhyme. Trevor was old one day. He was sold for scrap, which made him quite sad. Thomas wasn't amused, thought Trevor ill-used, and this made Thomas mad. Now when Thomas thought he knew, I know help is sought at the Victor's orchard and farm. So Thomas implied Trevor ought to be tried. He surely can't do any harm. Well, said Victor. Well, the Victor adored him, and he implored him to stay and assist with the chores. And now I'm guessing that Trevor's blessings doing work that I know he adores. Cranky. Off the train, onto the ship. The crates and barrels must not slip. Off the ship, onto the train, in the sun, the snow, the rain, back and forth and to and fro. He has no wheels, he cannot go, day in, day out, the whole year through. Won't you be cranky too? Blustrod. Blustrod is a hefty barge who carries cargo in. When he arrives, the harbor thrives, a new day can begin. If it is stormy out at sea, the ships can't get into shore, but work slow down and the sailors frown until it's clear once more. Salty, who loves to unload every ship off the sea? Yo-ho and a bucket of prawns. He's old, he's rusty, but smart as can be. Heave-ho with buckets of prawns. With troublesome trucks, he always gets through. They always will mind him and give him his due. Heave-ho with that barrel of clams. He knows the sea shanties and many tall tales. Yo-ho and a shipload of crabs and every trick for life on the rail. Heave-ho with that shipload of crabs. When up at the quarry he yearns for the sea. Yo-ho, a net full of fish, but down at the harbor he's glad as can be. Heave-ho with that net full of fish, prawns, clams, crabs, fish. Salty sends a hearty wish. Donald and Douglas, twin engines from Scotland are we, alike as two engines can be. Although our number and name aren't the same, we're identical as you can see. Each one will say this the other. I'd like to stay close to my brother. So bring on the freight, or the passenger is great, as long as we are near one another. The breakdown train. The breakdown train, he has no name. He's quiet and strong and spare. But if there's a crash, the trains go smash. The breakdown train is there. Spencer Silver, sleek and strong, pulls a private car along. On the suspension bridge so high, Spencer almost seems to fly. Harold, the helicopter. Chop, 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 chop. Flies so high. Chop, chop, chop. Look down on Soldor. Chop, chop, chop. From up in the sky. Chop, chop, chop. He goes faster. Chop, chop, chop. Than most trains. Chop, chop, chop. He doesn't get stuck. Chop, chop, chop. If it snows or rains. Chop, chop, chop. Surveying all, chop, chop, chop. from the air, chop, chop, chop. He soars around, chop, 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 without care, chop, chop, chop. But when he lands, chop, 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 it's funny that chop, 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 what's flying now? Chop, 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 it's her Topham's hat. Annie and Clarabelle, every day, in every weather, following Thomas linked together, carrying passengers in their freight, together handling lots of weight, up hills and down hills, in country and town. Flashes Thomas blue, and then our sleek brown. Our branch line is busy and keeps us on track. Always together, back to back. Annie sees forward as soon as we have started, while Clarabelle sees where we've just departed. Bertie, faster wheels round and round, so to Wellsword Station I'm bound. Honk honk, make well. I have stops to make today. Waha waha, babies hush. Don't cry, I'm in a rush. Vroom vroom, beep beep. There's a schedule I must keep. Crossing down, boo hoo. Thomas goes to Wellsworth too. Stop sign, no fare. I really want to be him there. Hurry, driver, please give chase. What do you think will win this race? Ben and Ben, Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben are twins will do. Bill and Ben as twins will do, like to play a trick or two. They look alike as for some fun, pretend to be the other one. And so when bored, Bill often will say he's Ben and Ben he's Bill. Back and forth these two will go, and which is which you just don't know. At last you're sure who's who. And then Bill says, I'm Bill, and Ben, I'm Ben. The pair is still, and Bill is Bill, and Ben is Ben, until when? George the steamroller wants to turn all rolls to roads. Railways are no good. Terence, tilling the fields and plowing rows, he's steady if not fast. He whistles at his engine friends as they go rushing past. He cannot pull a railway car, he doesn't push a truck, but Terence comes in mighty hands when an engine's stuck. His splendid caterpillar wheels are great for mud or snow, and when he's finished helping out, back to the farm he'll go. Gordon Part 2. Always rushing, racing by, Gordon almost seems to fly, even speedy up a hill, going down he's faster till, nearing passing Peep, and then whoosh, hey, there he goes again. Old engines. Reichenese is an engine who is mighty proud to say, I'm old but still can carry folks to make every day. Stephanie's kind to one and all. Here's a reason for his cheer. He's almost ended up as a scrap. He's grateful to be there. Sir Handel can be difficult, bad-tempered, don't you know, but if you give him lots of coal without much fuss, he'll go. Scarletti's old guard has retired. He's new one seems like fun. Scarly laughs, I'm oldest of all and will still outlast each one. One old engine goes to market, one engine works hard. One engine is grump, one engine is guard. These four old engines, peep, 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 come back home to yard. Edward, oh Edward Blue, may I ride with you and do things you've done and see the sights of days and nights and learn of work and fun. Despite your size, you're so wise and also very true. I hope someday someone will say I'm like Edward Blue. Emily, independent Emily has a lot to prove. She's the only female steamy, and she's always on the move. If Thomas can shunt 3 freight cars, then Emily shunts 4. If Thomas wants to make 2 trips and Emily wants more, anything that Thomas does, she feels she can do better. If Thomas gets caught in the rain, then Emily gets wetter. Thomas likes to tease her, you're a bossy little buffer, but Thomas knows that for her size, no engine could be tougher. And so they love to play it out like sister against brother. They really like to think of ways to challenge one another, but if some other engine ever tries to pick a fight, Emily and Thomas will instantly unite. Ballad of Henry. Henry is handsome, but Henry was vain. He never liked getting stuck in the rain. Henry would say of his beautiful sheen, I'm the handsomest engine you've ever seen. Yes, the shiniest engine that ever was made. My coal must be of the highest high grade, but when he gets snooty, the other trains say, don't forget Henry, being vain doesn't pay. Yet others remember that one dreary fall, when Henry was being the proudest of all. He was traveling fast and his cars all were full of passengers which Henry just loved to pull. The journey was fine, but there is the wrinkle. On this cloudy day it started to sprinkle. I mustn't get wet. Henry whined to the guard. My beautiful paint job will surely be marred. Thus silly old Henry was blinded by pride, so he entered a tunnel and stopped just inside. What's going on? Called the riders and crew. We have places to be and things to do. But Henry was firm. I'm staying inside. And he wouldn't hear as his passengers cried. They pushed, they pulled, they begged and cajoled. But Henry just would not do as he was told. Sir Topham Hatt said, I've tried and we've tried. Sir Topham Hatt said, we've tried and we've tried. If he will not move, then we'll block him inside. So as coal bin was emptied, his wheels clogs were locked, and Henry inside the tunnel was blocked. A non-working engine is quickly forgotten, and it wasn't long before Henry felt rotten. Weeks passed, and poor Henry was filled with despair. When engines passed by as if he wasn't there, seeing Gordon and Edward still working so bustily made Henry ashamed that he acted so fussily. But Henry good fortune, one day things went wrong. The express pulled by Gordon was rushing along, when out in the country a long way from town, his water pipe burst. Poor Gordon slowed down. No water, no steam, and no steam means no go. What will I do? Gordon wanted to say. Gordon wanted to know. There's no other engine to handle this mess, so Edward's too little to pull the express. But what about Henry? He's so big enough. Perhaps he's done with his vanity stuff. The tunnel was opened and Henry appeared. He was covered with grim, and his paint was all simmered. But he was so glad to be running again. He pushed with the strength of 10,000 men. The express reached the station a little bit late, but Henry thought Dirty was feeling first rate. Just to reward him and pay him his dues, they gave him a fresh coat of paint, this time blue, but blue didn't suit him. He much preferred green, so again they repainted him. This time he felt keen. And so Henry learned it's best not to be vain, though he still really hates getting stuck in the rain. And fussy he may be, but nevertheless, Henry will help you get out of a mess. Duck. Duck. Duck, duck, he pulls the train without complaint. In sun or rain, he pulls the train along the track, and you won't hear this duck say quack. This duck won't quack. You know it's true, for his real name is Montague, but Montague sounds too obscure, so call him Duck, just like the bird. Perhaps you've heard of Duck, Duck, Goose. Well, Duck Duck's friends tease Duck Duck caboose. James is James. James is bright red with one big yellow dome. His two eyes make sure he can find his way home. Three troublesome trucks in the yard he must shunt. Four buffers protect him, two back and two front. You can tell it is James by his big number 5. You can tell six bees buzz around him. 6 bees buzz around him. When he moved their hive, he has 7 wheels turning fast on each side. One time at 8 stations he pulls in with pride. 9 passengers smile they're home now at last. 10 minutes later he's off again, fast. All through the day James counts when he sees each station. Those trucks, his bumpers, some bees he finds counting fun. It makes time fly. Do you like to count? Why not? Give it a try. Mavis. Mavis is a diesel who is really very fine. She works up at the quarry and on the Farquhar line. She can travel next to roads where most trains are forbidden. For side plates, just like Toby, has kept her wheels well hidden. When to the quarry she first came, she didn't know her stuff, but the troublesome trucks made fun of her and gave her lots of guff. But Toby, being really useful, showed her what to do. And now that she has learned the ropes, she's really useful too. Harvey. Handy Harvey hardly hears. Happy engines, hearty cheers. He never ever hears them say, Handy Harvey saved the day. For by the time they think to praise, Harvey's off on other ways to help other engines stuck or unturned load or broken truck. Troublesome truck. Snicker, bicker, moan, groan, crash, smash, stuck truck. Toby. Here comes Toby down the hill, along the road, curiously busy on his steep branch line, through a tunnel with Henrietta together, bringing their passengers safely home. Murdoch. Murdoch is perhaps the strongest engine on the island, yet he is very shy and likes to hang back with a smile. He never boasts or brags that he is stronger than the rest. He simply always works real hard and always does his best. But when there comes a time that there's a tough job to be done, the other engines all admit that Murdoch is the one. So moving heavy loads, whether uphill or in the station, he's earned his strong and shy and kind and steadfast reputation. Gordon Part 3. After a day going fast on the tracks, finally Gordon gets to relax. As the children of Sodor crawl into bed, Gordon pulls slowly into his shed. But even while sleeping deep in a dream, he's big and important under full steam. Percy. Percy, though he's green and small, is loyal to the end, and everyone in Sodor knows he's Thomas's best friend. He looks to Thomas for advice on what to do and when. And if he makes a small mistake, he'll simply try again. But though he's small and sometimes shy, he's rarely criticized. For all the engines realize his worthlessness is prized, 'cause every night in rain or shine he heads off without fail. For everyone depends on him to carry all the mail. So when it's dark and all the other engines settle down, Percy loads up all the mail and goes from town to town. And if you're laying in your bed and hear a train go peep, it may be Percy hard at work chugging you to sleep. On the island of really useful engines. On the island of Sodor, engines make life swell. Your engine pals are always there to help your day go well. They come in every color: brown, red, green, and blue. Some are steams, some are diesels, but their bonds turn true. Thomas, Percy, and the rest are sure that you will find ease ease upon the tracks of life if you keep this in mind. On the road or in the station, on the straight paths or twisty bends, treat each person that you meet the way you treat your friends. The end.